That's when you just go, Barbie.
No, so we were talking about doing like a cosplay episode.
Oh, yeah.
Stormtrooper outfit, pink Ewok, pink Wookiee.
Okay.
Chew Barbie.
Did you see that animation about the Han Solo and Chewbacca at Chewbacca's home and they're knocking on the door and the door opens and his whole family's clothed and Han Solo looks at his family and looks at Chewie and goes, "So this whole time you've been naked?"
Chewie's a nudist?
Because animals with clothes is just weird. Oh yeah, we're totally natural.
This
dude.
is some good stuff because I've been recording the whole time.
Yeah!
All right.
I don't think we can use Barbie. We have to say.
That's how Joe gets some realism. He doesn't tell you action, he just lets you go.
Because we can't actually use the word Barbie.
Clint Eastwood style.
Yeah, that's right.
He just rolls the camera. He's like, whenever you're ready.
That's what I want. Yeah, I love the camera because this is all B-rolls. This is all behind the scenes stuff. Hi, I'm Daryl Mallett.
Hi, I'm Eliza Hatfield.
I'm the writer, producer, director, creator of The Adventures of Nevada Brown.
I'm all of those things plus the actress that plays Georgia Brown and Nevada Brown.
So, somebody ask questions.
So what got you to wanting to do this?
So I touched a little bit about that on that earlier. The show was inspired by my youngest daughter Maya. She used to run around with this Australian bush hat on and photobomb people when she was 6 years old, and she'd shout, "I'm Maricopa Maya, distant cousin of Indiana Jones," and she'd run away. It was the cutest thing. So it's been in the back of my head for about 10 years, 10, 11, 13 years. I said that out loud, 13 years. And I had another project that failed in March of last year, and that kind of inspired me to start working on my own stuff because I was tired of working for other people. And so we kind of launched Nevada Brown in March of 2024. And then a month later, Maya invited me to a dance show at a local high school that her school was performing at. And there was a dancer on stage with a red hat on, and she stood out from the rest of the dancers just in her costume and in her attitude. I keyed in on her right away on stage because she was the only one that looked like she was having fun up there and flashing eyes at the crowd and full of sass and vinegar. And I asked my daughter who it was, and she introduced me, and I pitched the show to Eliza and her family in April 11th of last year, and it's been perfect for last year. So,
Without giving it away, what's the story about?
The story is about two average high school girls. One's 16, one's 18. They have a normal life. They have sort of normal parents. And they live in suburbia, and suddenly their parents get kidnapped out from a room full of people, and they get whisked off to their aunt's farm in Arizona and have to learn how to be country mice. Along the way, while they're looking for their mom and dad, they find out that they're the latest generation of an ancient family of treasure hunters that goes back literally to Adam and Eve. And they're searching for treasures all throughout history. So it's kind of Librarians, Warehouse 13 meets Indiana Jones, Lara Croft. But it's definitely a girl power show. I have 3 daughters of my own, and I think that age should not be a factor for anything. I mean, you're just as capable as a 17-year-old as you are as a 70-year-old. And Eliza and her friends are living proof of that. I mean, half of my main stars are under 25. I think 90% of you are under 18, and they're all brilliant, talented, amazing, intelligent, funny people that just, keep the fire going. I think it's just really inspiring to be working with people who are your age that have the drive and the vision. So,
Eliza, what do you see going for your character?
So Georgia's always been very introverted. She's never really been one to be in the spotlight except for when she's dancing. She's very down to earth. She's very level-headed. She thinks with logic and not with her emotions. She's always one to put logic in front of everything. And when she's tossed into this whole mix-up with her family and she finds out she's not who she really is and everybody knows more about her than she does, it flips her entire world upside down, and she has to learn to cope with that. And she messes up and she makes mistakes and she disappoints people. And the whole point of showing Georgia is that she's not who she thought she was, but she has to learn to be and grow into who she is and who she sees herself being. And I think it's very important, especially for my age group and teenagers, to understand that your personality and who you are always should be at the forefront of everything, and you shouldn't have to hide who you are, and you shouldn't have to try and fix things that are a part of you. And insecurity and doubt is always going to creep in, but it's important for you to always remember to stay true to yourself.
Yeah, and I think the characters show that because there's different levels of how the characters deal with the situation. Each of you finds your own level as you go. But like you said, there's so much human emotion, so much human interaction between these characters where, 100% of the people on the planet are never going to encounter a situation that Georgia and Nevada find themselves in. But even in that supernatural, if you will, situation, these are relatable characters. Like everybody can relate to, everybody who's under 18 can relate to you and Nevada and Asia and Savannah, and everybody who's my age can relate to my character and the other characters. So the setting is not important, it's the human element, I think, and how you guys deal with it together. We're going to have issues. We're going to talk a lot about issues that people your age have to go through.
Yeah.
Bullying, gender identity politics, family issues, self-doubt. And I think that story is probably more important than the setting that we've put it in.
Right.
Looking for treasures, that's just sort of the vehicle that these people are traveling in, right?
Yeah.
So, she's going to, her character is very complex, very, very complex.
Very layered.
So,
yeah.
Anybody else have any questions?
So how did you get on the show?
Funny story. I was doing my own thing in my high school. 16 I would have been. And, I'm a dancer at heart, I'm a performer at heart, and, I'm also an actress at heart. I'm a theater kid, so, it's not unusual for me to be on the stage, and it's not unusual for me to be, sassy and, faux confidence and all of that. And, I'm performing and I'm dancing, and I come off the stage and I see this random guy talking to my parents, and I'm like, what is going on? Am I in trouble? And he asked me, he's like, I loved your confidence, and, I'm the producer and writer of a TV show, and I was wondering if maybe you'd like to be a part of it. And obviously my jaw drops to the floor.
It was a Kodak moment.
Yes, it was. Honestly, that's probably the most exaggerated my facial expressions have ever been, because I was just not expecting it.
I was honest though.
It was so honest.
Yeah.
It was so pure.
And,
it was so real.
It was.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, and I said yes, and he asked if I could ride a horse, and I said no, but I can learn. And
yeah, but you had that frozen look on your face for a minute, like, what's the right answer? What are you saying? I was like, you just went, whoosh, no, but I can learn.
Just grabbed it out of thin air.
That's the right
exactly,
answer.
Yeah, that was it. And ever since then, I've been insanely interested in every aspect of the show, the writing, the producing, the directing, all the scene work, the characters, the backstory, like all of it. I really love every part of the show.
Well, and that's very heartwarming as a writer and producer, because most actors, it's literally show up, hit your mark, say your lines, take your check, get off the set.
Mm-hmm.
There's no real time for interaction. But people like you, Brighton Charbonneau, there's a handful of you that you're like Sid the Science Kid, you want to learn everything about everything, right? what's the fuzzy thing on the microphone called? What's this button do? No, don't push that button. Okay, why not? And you just you're like the next Penny Marshall. You're like the next producer, writer, director of your own company, and that's really encouraging for those of us that have been in it for a while, because there's continuity there. We're able to train you, teach you what we know, and it's self-serving because we're hoping you'll hire us when we're 80 and you're successful and have your own company. But literally, Eliza's been part of the process the whole way. She's writing scripts with me, story arcing, doing storyboard art, designing merch, choreograph. I can't even say that right. Choreographing. You even directed your own first scene already. All at 6. That was just when you were 16. Now we got a whole nother year to do new things,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She's been on a horse. She's done Krav Maga classes. We're going to teach. She's learned how to handle a weapon. I mean, all these experiences that kids have, but they don't have all of those experiences, and you've had all of those experiences. So the fact that you've been part of that the whole way is really, really heartwarming and encouraging, that there's going to be continuity for our company, for our projects, that you'll be able to carry them on. I could not be happier with how you've developed and shown us what you have, and so super excited to have you on the team. Really, really great godsend. So, yeah. So, is that it? Is that good? Did we cover everything?
I think you did.
I think so.
Yeah.
Did we talk about the issues and
Mm-hmm.
and picking yourself? Okay, good.
I don't think we. Yeah.
I use my phone just in case the battery's about to die.
Okay.
So I can have 2
Well, I'm
angles.
glad you used your phone during the car scenes. That was your footage is almost better than Tyler's. Don't tell me I said that. You're not still rolling, are you? Love you, Tyler. Well, watch out. Joe's,
I love you, Tyler.
Joe's coming.
I
Okay,
love you,
Joe's
Tyler.
coming. Joe's gonna be able to do everything too.
All right, cut.